Hello again, everyone. I am here today with some more ink swatching. So I found out that the Sailor Jentle inks are being retired, or they're essentially going out of stock. They're not going to supply them anymore. So I had my eye on a couple of them, and I figured that I should go ahead and get them. And even though they won't be available anymore, I didn't go overboard because they're very large bottles and they'll probably last me a very long time. So this is Epinard and Pesh, or yeah, I guess Pesh is how you'd say peach. So I ordered these within a month of my birthday. So they also gave me a free grab bag of ink samples. And so the total grab bag had all of these in it, but I already had these two that were in there. I already had Noodler's Navy in samples and Diamine 1864 Blue Black. I had both of these already in sample bottles, so I'm not going to swatch these today, but I will swatch the rest of them, and that'll kind of be a surprise as we go through them. But I'm going to put those off to the side for the time being. And for now, I'm going to go ahead and open these up. So let's go ahead and start with the Epinard first. So this is sort of a deep green, as the label would suggest. And then this one is Pesh, which the pink label would suggest is pink. So I'm not sure about the pink, whether it'll be too light or too dark, but we shall see. So I have my swatch book out as usual. I will, as usual, put a link down below to this setup that I have here. And I have already set aside the page with a little tissue there that I will use to dry off my tools that I'm using to swatch. And I'm also opening up my little water container there. So as usual, the tools I'll be using is this automatic pen and this glass pen. So let's go ahead and get started. I already have one swatch on this page, but I'm going to go ahead and continue down this page. This is the Ackerman Verhoot Violet, which is very lovely. I already have it in a pen, and it's writing very, very beautifully. All right, I'm going to go ahead and go with the Epinard first. Oh, and I heard some gurgling as I turned it upside down. I believe there is a little reservoir type mechanism in there, so when you flip it up, it fills so that you can fill your fountain pen easily. Let's see. Yeah, you can't see it very well, but you can see it a little bit. See how it's sort of rotating around in there? There is a little reservoir that's sitting in there that when you turn it upside down, it fills it up. So even if you have a bottle with very low ink levels, you'll be able to fill up your pen. So let's go ahead and dip that. So I've heard that this color is very pretty. It's very dark on the page. Let's see. It's definitely pretty. It's sort of like a forest green, which I am really digging. Okay, I'm going to rinse off that pen. Dry off the pen. And I may have to do some interesting maneuvering here because I have a limited amount of time to do this video today, and I'm going to be going to a completely different page with the samples, so I may have to like prop it up so that this doesn't get smushed or smudged. Okay, so this is the Sailor, what's a thick line? Sailor Jentle ink. And this is Epinard. That's really, really pretty. As it's drying, it's lightening up a little bit, and you can really see some beautiful shading in there. I'm just rinsing off my glass pen so I can go on to the next color. So yeah, that's going to be really pretty. I have a variety of choices for that, so we'll see. And then this one is the Pesh. I'm going to do the same. Oh, you can actually see it a little better here because it's a lighter ink. See how the reservoir is sitting down there in the bottom? So it's really nice that it has that feature. And I think several people were saying before that the Jentle line was going out of stock, but they got more stock at Goulet Pens recently, which is where this came from. And then they were saying that it's going to be discontinued. So I'm not sure what happened, whether they found some old stock to give them, or if they just started producing it for a limited amount of time and then decided to discontinue it a second time. I don't know. I don't know what happened. Okay, so this is fairly light, so it'll be interesting to see how this works in a pen. I have been putting some lighter inks in finer nibbed fountain pens, and I haven't been all that happy with it. I think that lighter inks really do need to go into wider nibs, like at least a medium or a broad. So this is the Sailor Jentle ink. Although writing with this, it seems pretty dark. And this is the Pesh, and then there is an accent mark. Or is that a little hat? Oh, it's hard for me to see. I think it's a little hat in French. Okay, so there's that one. Those are both really pretty. I'm actually glad I got the pink one as well, because I have some pink pens that I might want to try that out in. Okay, so I'm just putting those off to the side now, and now I am going to switch to the samples. This one I put on rather thickly, so it's still pretty wet, so I'll have to watch out for that. But look, it has such beautiful variation in there. Even in the written stuff, it's really nice and has some shading to it. And there's even a little bit of sheen. That really is a lovely color. Don't regret that color at all. I'm really starting to like sort of the muddy colors, which I didn't used to like, so it's kind of interesting. All right, so now I'm gonna go with these. There are, let me arrange this by brand, but because there are a couple of noodlers, oh, and I guess that's the only one that there's a couple of. And I think, so the two that I had already, the Noodler's Navy and the Diamine 1864 Blue Black, I think came in another grab bag that I ordered intentionally before of fountain pen samples, so I'm wondering if they just kind of have a lot of those laying around. Both of them are very nice, so I'll just add those to the ones I already have. And these are all in a blue colorway, or at least bluish. So let's see. So here is the sample section. Okay, I'm going to go on this page, and then hopefully by the time I'm done with this page, this will be dry and I can go ahead and close that over. So the first one that I'm going to start with is this Noodler's Ottoman Azure, or Azure. So let's, oh man, those are all really tight. Okay. So this gets a little trickier in where I usually get fountain pen ink all over my hands, because I get it all over the automatic pen because I have to stick it way in there. See, there was already some ink that got on here. I'm gonna try wiping that off. Oh, and then I put a little drop there. Okay. Clearly I have a hard time juggling multiple things here, and now I have to put some more ink on my, just gonna start all over again. Well, I didn't get as much on the side there. Okay, so let's try this. So, okay. So this is the Noodler's Ottoman Azure, or Azure. I don't know how you say that. Blue, basically. Okay. That was not the best sample. I think it's probably because I'm a little bit juggling here. And now the glass pen, which hopefully will get less ink on it. So Noodlers. Okay, and then I'm going to rinse that off, dry that off. Doing these things one-handed here, and now it's going to get really interesting. Although I think that that is probably dry enough so that I can put the, well, I'm going to give it one more minute, and then I'm going to put the blotter sheet in between. So let's see how much I can do one-handed here. So I'm going to close that jar, and I'm going to make sure I don't have any extra ink on the glass pen. So this next one is Noodler's Aircore Blue Black. And you know, I'm not really sure how I feel about, oh man, these are all really tight. I'm not sure how I feel about Noodler's ink. They seem to be very all over the place. Like some are really well behaved and there's not really a problem with them. Some of them are a problem. They either feather or stain or something of that nature. Feathering is really the biggest problem I've had with them. It's actually really pretty though. This one doesn't look like it feathers, the one before, the Noodler's Azure. But let's see if this one has any of those issues. Noodlers Aircore Blue Black. See, now that almost looks greenish to me as opposed to blue tinted black. It's actually very pretty. Here, let me hold those up so you can see. So the blue, I would say, you know, is a very pretty blue. I probably wouldn't get that just because I have so many blue inks. The Aircore Blue Black is kind of pretty, and it doesn't seem to like either one of them have any feathering issues. Okay, so I do think that that can be closed now. Let's see, did that come off at all? Yeah, just a little bit, it's fine. Okay, now I can stop being one-handed. So this next one is Diamine Pearl Blue, or Blue Pearl. Okay, I've got to speed it up because I don't have a lot of time here. So let's do that one. Oh, that's a pretty blue. And see, I'm trying to think. So this blue appeals to me a little bit more than the blue up there, up at the top for Noodlers. And I'm not quite sure why. I think this one is a little bit cooler and this one's a little bit warmer in its tone. So maybe that's part of it. I don't know. They're both nice. So let's dip that in. Diamine Blue Pearl. Okay. Very pretty. The next one is Lamy Tourmaline, which I have actually been wanting to try, so I'm kind of excited about this one. It seems very pretty. It's very pretty. I think again it leans a little bit green. Oh, gotta do the glass pen next. So this is, whoa, that's coming off really quick, thickly. Lamy Tourmaline. Okay. And the samples that I've seen of this, I've definitely seen some shading on there. And I'm definitely seeing a little bit of shading in the writing. That's a beautiful ink. This next one is Monteverde Horizon Blue, which I don't think I have seen before. So let's check it out. This is back in the back of my book where all of my samples are as opposed to my full-size bottles. I'm keeping samples in the back and then full-size swatches, full-size bottle swatches in the front. Whoa, that is really blue. Really blue. Very pretty though. Monteverde Horizon Blue. Again, very pretty. Okay, only one more. I think I have time. And as these are drying, I actually really like the Noodler's Aircore Blue Black. It's very pretty. So this is Robert Oster Great Southern Ocean, which is another blue I've been wanting to try. So again, excited about that one. So you can finally see. Okay. Oh, that's pretty. Very pretty. But I am a sucker for Robert Oster inks. That's very beautiful. Let's see what it looks like written, and then we'll have to quickly wrap up here. Okay. Robert Oster. Great Southern Ocean. Yeah, that's pretty. That might have to be another ink on my list to get. All right. So let me give you a close-up of these real quick, and then I will clean my fingers and go on to my next task today. I'm going to try and clean my fingers just a little bit before handling my notebook to make sure there's not any transfer of ink. Okay. So Noodler's Ottoman Azure, Noodler's Aircore Blue Black, Diamine Blue Pearl, Lamy Tourmaline, Monteverde Horizon Blue, and Robert Oster Great Southern Ocean. I would say that these two that are next to each other are actually my favorite on these pages. I'm not sure the Lamy Tourmaline is really my speed. I have so many inks that are similar to this, so I don't know if this would be a good addition. It does seem to have a little sheen too around the outside, maybe a little bit of a reddish sheen, which is pretty, but this one's really, really pretty, and so is this one. All right, well, see, that's part of the reason why you get samples, because you never know. You never know what you're gonna like. And I'll show you these again. So there's the Sailor Jentle Epinard, so definitely a little bit of sheen going on, definitely some shading as well. And there's the Sailor Jentle Pesh, which is also pretty, but kind of a flat pink color. Although when I tilt it now, I see maybe a tiny bit of sheen. Definitely some shading. Okay, so that's it for today. Feel free to like and or subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for joining me. Bye-bye.